Hello my friends, welcome back to Keto and the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel I like to share all my tips and tricks on how I lost 200 pounds without surgery and how you can be successful on your own weight loss journey. So if that's what you're looking for, don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos like this one to inspire you to get started. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm so glad you came to check in on me for my week 8 update of my 12-week summer keto cut. So far, it has gone really well for me. Last week was my very first up weight week out of the entire series, and that is actually kind of a record for me since from the very beginning when I began this journey. If you're new here, you may not realize that I started January 1st, 2017 on keto at 374 pounds. So I have been on a journey to lose 200 pounds, and I achieved that goal last September. And then over the 9 months following, where I was trying to figure out maintenance macros and dealing with lots of things and trying to figure out how much I needed to eat, I put on about 20 pounds. And so this summer I have been on another journey to lose the 20 pounds that I gained during mostly the fall, but some of it was the COVID-15 that everybody's been putting on. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has overeaten during these difficult times. I did never go off keto. I just overate my macros. I really need to be about 1,500 to 1,800 calories for maintenance, and I always just have a hard time with that, and I tend to eat between 2,000 and 2,500 or even 3,000 sometimes. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of how I got into the situation where I've been at. And so for the last 8 weeks, I have been back on my cutting macros, which is basically 120 grams of protein, 50 to 80 grams of fat, and I tend to hover around the 60 to 66 grams of fat, dietary fat area, and then under 20 or 21 net carbs. And so here I was going into week 8 with a very positive outlook. I had just come off of a little bit of a gained about a half a pound last week, which was not too bad considering if you've watched my videos in times past, I can gain 6 pounds overnight, no problem, and I have no reason why. My body is really weird with the water weight. So I don't usually stress when the scale goes up, especially during my mid-cycle, because that tends to be when it seems to do for me. And so this should be one of my water weight retention weeks. And so I was expecting to be about the same, maybe up a little bit for my weigh-in this week. And I wasn't that worried about it. I actually had a harder time with other things during the week, some other things that I've been kind of dealing with. I mentioned on a couple of other videos that I was planning to have a higher calorie day this week, and that I was going to plan that in. And I don't know if it was the thought of the higher calorie day kind of coming up and me looking forward to that, or if it was just I'm really starting to hit like a wall with the 1,300 calories thing. But I really struggled this week with the 1,300 calories. I was feeling very much like I was slugging through and that I was just pushing, and it was starting to feel difficult. Whereas like it did last summer, it felt difficult the whole summer, and I really had a hard time with it. I've had a really easy time with it the previous weeks. I've had a few days here and there that have been a little bit rough, but this week was really difficult. I don't know why that is, but I've had some really frustrated feelings of feeling just like down, and I don't maybe it was connected to the fact that my weight went up and I wasn't like on that roll, because I know that when you're losing, it kind of helps you keep that momentum and that positive energy and that excitement going on with a weight loss journey. And whenever the scale doesn't cooperate, even if you have other things that are proving to you that the scale is lying and that it's not telling the accurate truth, it's still hard. And I don't know if it partly was that or if it was just, I don't know, just hitting a wall. It just really started to feel like I wasn't getting enough food and starting to think about food more and stuff like that, which is not the way I like to do things. The thing that makes this whole keto thing work for me is that it's easy and I don't have to think about it too hard, and that I don't find myself craving foods and thinking about food all the time. Food is a secondary thing that I'm not thinking about that much anymore. I mean, ever since I started keto, I have hardly had to think about food too much. Now, I was looking forward to having my higher calorie day and trying to decide how high I was going to go and what foods I was going to eat. and that kind of thing. So maybe that was part of it, just like a mental thing of looking forward to that and wishing that I could get there faster. I don't know. But the high calorie day went really well. I planned it all out, and then when I sent Dave to the store to buy all the stuff, they didn't have any of it. So that was a bummer because, like when you're looking forward to having something that you really like, and you don't get to have it, it's kind of a disappointment. I did end up having yummy food, and I did definitely went way high on the calories. I hit 2,500 calories with everything that I ate, and we had ribs. Oh my gosh, they were so good. I love those. I haven't had ribs in so long, and I was like, dang, David, you really know how to make a good mean set of ribs. I don't think I'm going to do that more often. But yeah, we had ribs, and I had my famous Jello salad that is made with heavy cream and sugar-free Jello mix, and I made deviled eggs, so that was yummy. And then I had some treats. So I was looking forward to having like one of those lemon Quest bars, the new ones, but they didn't have that flavor. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll have a Built bar, but then the Built bars were too high in carbs for me to fit everything that I was trying to fit in the day. And then I looked at having a Nush cake, and Dave couldn't find the flavor that I like. He did end up finding that, so good on him. And then I wanted dang coconut chips because I was craving like eating some crispy chips, and they only had the sugar kind. They didn't have the salt kind. And I was like, try not to cry. And I'm like, don't you dare cry over food. That's just dumb. There's plenty of other things out there to eat. There's plenty of other things to enjoy. So I did have him grab me some Smart Sweets, and I didn't get to eat them because apparently the new recipe of Smart Sweet gummy bears is 18 net carbs per bag. I wasn't expecting that, nor was I expecting it to have isomalt in it. And I was like, what? I swear I've read the new recipes online and it didn't have any of that stuff. I'm like, what is this weird bag of gummies that I got? I had to give them to my daughter's boyfriend who's diabetic. He appreciated it. But yeah, like I couldn't eat them because they were way too high because I was already high on my carbs. Like yesterday I hit like 30 net, I think. Actually, no. I think it might not have been that high because I went back and took off the Smart Sweets. Well, I don't know. Anyway, suffice it to say, it was a nice big smorgasbord, and I was very happy about it. But I have to admit, I felt a little guilty. I went to bed thinking, oh man, I shouldn't eat all that food and stuff. And then I'm like, you know what? I needed that food. Like, I was feeling like I needed it. I planned it. It wasn't a cheat. I don't know why I had let myself even have 5 seconds of guilt. And I stopped that right away. And I was like, no, honey. No. That was perfectly fine what you just did. And as long as you're not doing it every day, you're good. And I wasn't going to worry about that. So I didn't let myself self-deprecate or indulge in that feeling at all. I just said, you know what? You made a choice. You planned this. You accept the consequences and you move on. Anyway, all of that to be said, I want you guys to see that even after doing this for 3.5 years, it's not easy all the time. Is it simple? Sure. Following the macros, plugging them in, making the food that fits that, and eating only that is simple. But there's always head games, there's always difficulties, there's always something that is trying to waylay you from your progress. And so you just really have to be aware of that and nip it in the bud as soon as you can, because it's just the most difficult part of weight loss is the stuff up here. I know we talk about it all the time, but it is the truth. So anyway, all that being said, let's get to the weigh-in and see how it went this week. I don't know if you guys are prepared for this, but anyway, let's just check it out. So as you can see, I weighed in today at 173.2 pounds. Can we have a jaw drop? What just happened? What? So that's 4.4 pounds lost this week. I still can't even believe it. Guys, officially a new low for my entire journey. The lowest I got before was 174.6 last year in September. And this is officially a pound lower than that. And I'm officially at 201 pounds lost. I did it. I crushed my goal, my entire summer goal in 8 weeks. Crushed it. I still can't even believe it's real. And I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited. I just cannot even get over it. It's the best thing ever. My secret pounds goal, because you guys, if you know, I don't like to do pounds goals, especially at this point in my journey, because you just never know. It's a freaking crapshoot. You can do everything perfect, and sometimes the scale cooperates, and sometimes it does not cooperate, as we well know. And last summer, it did not cooperate very well. It was really difficult to get to the 200 pounds lost last summer, and it took me all the way to the end of September to do so. And so I was expecting worse, because I was higher weight when I went into this cut than I was last summer when I went into that cut. So you just never know. Though I think if I'm honest with myself, I think I'm being a little bit more strict about what I'm eating and the macros and keeping the fats grams under 70 than I was last summer. I think I was being a little bit, having treat days more often and stuff like that. I don't know that I was 100% on board last summer, so that's probably a lot to do with it. But I just really wasn't expecting to get into I said at the beginning of this thing that I really just wanted to see the 170s. That was my goal for the summer. I had kind of low expectations and killed that goal last month, less than 4 weeks. And so my secret pounds goal was that maybe I could hit the 200 pounds lost by the end of July. And we still have one more week in July, and I've already crushed that goal. So now what? What comes next? It's like whole new uncharted territory, right? Uncharted territory. I can't even start to imagine what I could be or feel like if I can make it another 4 weeks and be down another 4 pounds. Like, that would be amazing. I cannot even imagine that. So guys, my new secret pounds goal is that maybe I'll be in the 160s by the end of August. What? Originally, when I first started this whole thing out, my original goal was 150. Like, my long-term crazy idea of what my weight should be goal is 150. But you know what? I was not taking into account that I have a lot more muscle mass and body mass now than I did when I was 16 years old and 150 pounds in high school. So that's where I'm getting that number from, is that my 150 was like when I looked nice. Well, I've got a lot more lean mass now, and I think I'm going to be a little bit higher than that. And so as I started realizing that the 150 goal was probably a little bit out of my range, I kind of settled on the 163, because I thought that if I got to 163 that I could be down to 27% body fat, which according to the DEXA scan, which I probably will end up going for a DEXA scan depending on the COVID numbers. They are rising quite a bit, and it does make me a little nervous, like just going anywhere. I don't absolutely have to go. But, depending on where things sit at the end of the summer, I might go in again just to see where my body fat percentage is according to their machine. Because, according to my Renpho scale, I'm at 33%. So 6% more to go. I don't know. But I have to say, I'm in this Biggest Loser competition with some girls from my baby board. They run them all year, and I participate all year, but I don't always win them or anything. I think I did win last summer. I think I did. And this summer I'm killing it, let's just say. But they keep track of how much body fat percentage you lost, or how much percent of your weight you lost. And today's number was 11.39, I think, or 11.29% lost since we started June 1st. It's insane. Insane. I haven't seen that kind of numbers in I don't even know how long, and it's very exciting. So I'm feeling pretty motivated and happy and relieved, and I'm thinking, I wonder if by Friday, by the end of the month, if I can even get down to 172. I don't know. We shall see. So the water weight didn't last, and it wasn't that much. So here's to an awesome summer. I'm really, really happy. Though this week did give me an inkling that maybe I couldn't do this. I've been thinking, oh, I could do this long term, maybe get all the way down to the 163 like I want, and I don't know. We will see. If I have too many more days like this week where I just feel sucked dry, literally like sucked dry, that's when it gets really, really difficult for me. And I don't know if that's just because I have less body fat to deal with and my body is just kind of like saying, hey, you're giving me a little nervous here. I don't know, like if that's the issue that I'm having. I hope it's just a mental thing and not a physical thing. Because if it's a mental thing, I can address it and it'll be okay. If it's a physical thing, it's harder. So we'll see. But I will keep you guys updated. We're heading into week 9. I can't believe it. We're coming up on August already. Guys, it's going really great. And I hope that it's going really great for you guys too. And that you are crushing your goals. Remember, focus on your action goals. Focus on what you're going to do this week to further your journey, and only step forward on those actions to keep yourself moving forward. Don't let yourself make pounds goals and stuff like that just because it can interfere. If you don't make it, it can interfere with, it can mess with your head. We know it messes with your head. And dealing with that and getting past that emotional part of the journey is like 100% of the, they say it's like 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. I say it's 0% exercise and every 100% headspace and nutrition. So maybe it's 50-50. It's 100 and 100. I don't know, but whatever it is, it takes both. I'm going to stop talking your ears off and let you guys go. And I just wanted to say thank you for hanging out with me. And don't forget to check the About section for all the really great ways that you can participate in helping this channel to grow and to financially contribute. And don't forget to join us over on Facebook for support and macros on how you can get started on a keto way of eating. And if you don't have Facebook, don't worry. My email's also in the About section below. Send me an email and I will send you my free Getting Started guide. No strings, no questions asked. Alrighty, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. We'll talk to you all again soon.